Well, this is a bit of a pickle, huh? As I've mentioned before in my September update video, I have some recordings of gameplay that don't have my commentary audio in it due to my microphone not being turned on. So, to allow myself to keep going with each game without you guys missing too much context, here's a quick video about what happened in each session, starting with... In the previous episode, I finally defeated Rolana of the Twin Moons, got the martial arts fist, and died to a ghost dragon. So to kick things off, I went to get my souls back and kill Big, Gray, and Bony. Unfortunately, that was easier said than done. As for how long it took, yeah, it was over an hour before I killed the damn thing, even with help. But once that was finally out of the way, I continued up the hillside and found a keep. It didn't lead to anywhere in particular, really, but it did have some interesting items in there. I encountered another Lancer Black Knight, figured it would be easy since I learned how to parry some of their attacks, except... Yeah, he was a boss, but still parryable, so it didn't take too long to beat him. Afterwards, I did a little running around, trying to figure out just where the heck to go from there, and ended up finding an underground keep. There were these lava slimes that were just annoying, and slow, giant rock guardians in the way, along with some usual fodder. It took a bit to navigate, but in the end I found a new greatsword. I'm not really planning on using it though. After that, I made my way to the big castle under the shadow tree. On the way, I found a church of Marika where I was invaded by one of Mesmert's knights. Made quick work of him, but it was interesting to say the least. Getting into his shadow keep, I could see a sleeping hippo in the next area, which I knew was a boss. By then I was playing for about 3 hours, so I figured that was a good spot to call it. This one was some standard fare, and frankly nothing too major was missed out on. I continued making my way around the wastelands and eventually found this little junkyard where a sentient robot runs the shop. Had to get it out of the rubble first, then it was open for trade and gave me a side quest to do about helping it answer questions about its sentience. Didn't get to any big story beats this time around, and this was part of what made me decide to start recording for more than an hour at a time, honestly. Sonic Adventure 2, baby! So this one's gonna be a story recap since it covers the start of the hero part of the game. At the start, Sonic is in the middle of being transported by a gun as a prisoner. Not having any of that, the blue blur busts himself out and escapes through the city below. While on the run, he has to defeat a gun mech that catches up to him at night. Right after that, he comes face to face with who Gunn was really after, a black hedgehog named Shadow. Frankly, I don't know how anyone would mistake the two. Like, yeah, they're both hedgehogs, but they literally are different colors on top of having different hole shapes. I mean, heck, Amy's a hedgehog too, and she looks nothing like Sonic. Anyway, Shadow uses the stolen Chaos Emerald to perform Chaos Control, warping away before Sonic can catch him. And Sonic is then, unfortunately, arrested yet again by Gunn. Meanwhile, Knuckles is having a spat with a jewel thief. Who's the bet? Yeah. The two are arguing over the Master Emerald, which Eggman swoops in and tries to steal. To stop him, Knuckles shatters the Master Emerald into several pieces that he then goes off to retrieve so he can put the emerald back together. Good work by its sworn protector, I guess. As that's going on, Tails is on his way to the gun base Sonic is being held at to save his blue buddy. As he approaches, he sees Amy getting pressed by Eggman, so he has to give the mustachioed villain the old 1-2 combo. Annoyed, Eggman screws off again after being beaten by Tails. After a quick convo about why Amy is at a military base in the first place, the two work together with their shared goal of busting Sonic out. Upon finding him, Amy tells Sonic that the mysterious black hedgehog is in cahoots with Eggman. Right when she was asking Sonic about the weird writing in his cell, the blue blur had already hauled ass out of there to go look for the villainous duo. Navigating out of the military base by himself, Sonic eventually comes face to face with Shadow in the jungle, and the two have their very first fight. It ends in a stalemate, and Eggman informs Shadow that the entire island is set to explode in 5 minutes, so the two leave in opposite directions. Tails manages to get the trio off the island as it explodes. Meanwhile, Knuckles is still looking for Master Emerald pieces in Pumpkin Hill. Don't ask me how we got there or where it is on Earth. That night, Eggman gives the world a nice little announcement: surrender to the Eggman Empire or he'll use a giant space laser he now commandeers to destroy the entire nation. And as a demonstration, he blows up half the goddamn moon! Seeing this, Tails, Amy, and Sonic deduce the cannons powered by the Chaos Emeralds, prompting Tails to show that he has a yellow one. Since the emeralds are naturally drawn to each other, Tails says they can use it to find Eggman just as Gunn catches them in the road, so they gotta bail again. Meanwhile, Knuckles is finding more Master Emerald shards in an underwater mine. I must restate, do not ask me how he ends up in these places. That echidna is simply built different. Sonic is outrunning Gunn while Tails and Amy hide around a street corner. Tails informs him that the other 6 emeralds don't seem to be on Earth, so Eggman must have them up in space. Just then, Knuckles pops out of the sewers because I guess the mine also led there, which has some unfortunate implications, but hey, both are underground I guess. Anyway, Tails just casually says he has a live transcript of Eggman talking to the President of the United States, and he says that they can find Eggman if he can get to the President's limo and trace the call directly. You know, just casual things for a two-tailed young fox venture to say. Tails turns his mech into a car to race after the President, and because the camera was going crazy on Aquatic Mine, making me super nauseous, that's where I stopped for now. And that does it for the recap. Thanks for sticking around, and I'll hopefully see you guys on the next episodes of the respective series.